Hi there, this is Mr. Cardoso, and this is a Turing extra help tutorial. And in this video, we're going to try and understand variables a little bit better. So you only really need to watch this video if you're having trouble understanding the concept of a variable or putting something inside of a variable. So this video will help you understand the concept of a variable as a placeholder. So we're just going to look and do very quickly, short video, very quickly with some examples of how we can use a placeholder. So I'm going to say create a variable, and this creates a space in memory, and I'm going to call this variable username. And I'm going to put a type string. Remember, there's 3 different types of data that we are dealing with. It could either be an integer, a real number, or a string. So ints can store numbers, whole numbers, positive or negative. Reals can store decimals, and strings can store words. Okay, so this is a variable that's going to store the user's name. So I'm going to put, please enter your name. And now I want to get that from the user. So if I just run this as is, of course it says please enter your name, and then it says finished up at the top. Or maybe you can't see that, or it says please enter your name, and then it says finished. So that's no good. We needed to actually stop and allow the user to actually write in their name. So then we say get, and now here we put where do we want to store the result, or whatever the user types in, where do we want to store that? So we want to store that into this variable. Okay, so now we press run, and you can see now it says please enter your name, and it's just waiting for input. And here you can see it's flashing. So I can type something like Shevlin. That's my name, and I press enter. Now, of course, it's finished. I pressed enter. When I hit enter, that name went into this memory space called username. Okay, Shevlin is in here as soon as I hit enter. Now, we want to do some output to actually see what's happening. So I can do some output, and I can say put hello, and then I want to say hello to whoever's name was in here. So therefore, I write something like user name. I can write put you are cool user name. So basically, whatever name that the user types in here, it's going to show up in this place. So I can type some more messages, just so you get the idea. I can put just kidding, comma. Don't forget to separate, because this is how you join something that's in quotations with a variable, is you use a comma that's outside of the quotation. So just kidding, username. You are not really cool. Okay, just being a little mean there, so you get the idea of this. And what else can we say? Put how about username? You are awesome. Okay, and now we can run this. And don't forget, I should put some spaces in here, otherwise the spaces won't show up, or things will be right beside the username here, would be right beside the you are awesome, so I want to put a little space here. So if I run this now, and this time I use the name Gowrie, and now you can see it says, instead of username here, it's this Gowrie, as soon as I hit enter, went into this variable name. Okay, so it went into username, it went into that memory space. And now whenever I use username, as you can see here, 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 and here, that's what shows up. So now it says hello Gowrie, you are cool Gowrie, just kidding Gowrie, you are not really cool, Gowrie, you are awesome. So it's like we're having a little conversation with the person who wrote their name in here. Similarly, if I run it again and somebody else wants to run this program. This time, who can we use? Let's say we want to use Haran. Hello, Haran. You are cool, Haran. Just kidding, Haran. You're not really cool. Haran, you're awesome. So you can see what's happening is that every time you enter, when you enter the name, it goes into this variable. Now, every time we use that variable, it's like a placeholder. So whatever we put inside, in this case, we put username, whatever we put inside, that's then being replaced by the value that was put in this case, Haran, in the last case, Gowrie, was put inside. You can also, do something like this. Instead of getting the username, we don't have to do that. Okay, we can actually just assign it a value and say username equals John. And then when we do that, we hit run, and now John appears everywhere. So this is like hard coding it into your code rather than asking the user for it. Or we can write another name, Joanne. Okay, we run that, and now we see Joanne everywhere here. Joanne. Okay, so this is how the variable is a placeholder. It replaces it with whatever is inside, or whatever is its current value is being replaced by that. Okay, it's obviously a little bit better in this case where we ask the user for the name and then we can put that in there. Okay, so that's a variable being used as a placeholder. Hope that makes a little bit more sense of what a variable can be used for and the power of a variable, because we can use it over and over and over again in the program, and whatever value it has, that value is going to be pumped through. Hope that makes sense.